AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah.
Yes,
I swear I
sir.
wasn't even hyped before this.
What you mean you wasn't hyped before this?
Like once the
What that mean?
camera got on and I got see the red light on, it's a lot more, maybe the most relaxed I ever felt ever commentating. I was rewatching the Knicks come back down by 30, eyes getting all teary. Just
You're not the only one. I pop that on every now and then just to soak it all in again.
for anyone that doesn't know me, I cry during movies. My wife laughs at me. And so you crying? She's been watching Blackish, like just binge watching it lately. That show is mad.
Extremely funny show. Good show.
She said, "Yo, she got a fat ass." I said, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, I know.
We been on it. Where you been at?
I know.
You want to invite her on? So, also, back to the tears. Anything about like glory, I usually cry about. It's a glorious moment. I get stuck. I get very
sad.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Sad ass person?
Possibly.
Glory makes me cry.
What's the last movie you cried over? Biggest, y'all.
I'm trying to remember the last movie I really watched. TV shows. I just cried today because she thought she was getting the wife, Rainbow. They broke up, they got divorced, they moved out away from each other, and then her pops passed. She called him crying. So I started crying, and my wife was like, "You're crying? Why are you crying?" So I'm like, because she didn't know where to go to. She was like, she knew the only place you can go to was him. And she found him. She's like, "Yeah, but he went he went right around into the house." I'm like, "Guess the point. They playing games. Stop playing games. Don't play with me."
Crying during movies. Fucking softy. What up, chat? Peace to the chat. What's good, y'all?
That's what I get vulnerable about around men.
Darlene B, I see you, baby. Tori B. Nostalgic Nick, Mike James, Q Burrow. What up, family? Jam Rock.
Good. Jam Rock is bugging. Fabian is your counterpart with the wild takes? No. She's like she
said
might
got beats. You can't read. He said, "Where is your counterpart with the wild takes?"
Oh, where she just came into the kitchen right now wearing these shorts.
He's talking about OG. OG is outside.
Oh,
with the people. Fabian is so self-centered. He still think people talking about him.
I'm just a little horny right now.
She's walking around. You got a show to do, man. Get yourself together, man. You got a show to do.
Nah, listen, I can't even.
You can't.
Look, yeah.
Look.
And she got the bun.
Oh, it's fire. Yeah.
How you doing that?
You're not even 5 minutes in yet. It's gonna be extra freaky.
Pressy the boss.
Man hit himself with a Spanish fly. How you drug yourself? Yeah.
Tori, I'm sorry. You're right, Tori. Do your job. You guys haven't said that in a while. Right, Michael James. Not yet.
Do your job.
You know it's the off season.
You know that.
A couple more people in New York got to do their job. Got the blue and orange on with them
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Knicks Rehab, baby.
Yes, indeed.
Let's get into it, man. I got there is a free agency list.
What you got dialed up, Ray?
I have the NBA free agency list dialed up, courtesy of Tommy Beer. Thank you, Tommy Beer.
Iris, don't talk to us like that, Iris. Don't talk to us like that, Iris.
I like an assertive woman.
We love
Tommy
it.
with the list of top free agents still available. LeBron Raymond James leads the way. Wow, is he better than everyone on this list? We'll get to that in a second. Jalen Duren restricted. James Harden, Peyton Watson, Jonathan Kuminga, Benedict Mathurin, Draymond Green, DeMar DeRozan, Jordan Clarkson, Nick Richards, Bruce Brown, Russell Westbrook, Matthias Thybulle, Gary Trent Jr., Kelly Olynyk, Bradley Beal, Nick Batum, Gary Payton II, and Gabe Vincent. I don't know if you want this list up here for a second, Flea, while you react. Actually, wait a minute. What am I talking about? Don't we have to add another to that list? Yeah, we do. The Denver Nuggets waived Jonas Valančiūnas, as per Mike Scotto.
Valančiūnas.
He will certainly have interest among other contenders, which will include the Knicks as well as overseas Zalgiris Kaunas. And of course, that was reported today. Well, the other day it was reported that Jonas was due to make, I think, $10 million, and now only $2 million of that is guaranteed after the Nuggets bought him out or got him out of there. So he's been hot on the topics, Flea. Jonas Valančiūnas. You got LeBron still out there. You know how we feel about that. But it's free agency, baby Bubba. On this list, got Russell Westbrook. Jalen Duren is restricted. We could do some pump faking and caking real quick. Here's $500 billion.
No.
Go match that, Detroit.
No.
I'm just saying that would throw a wrinkle at them. But
that would.
Speak to it. What out of this list? Maybe you want me to pull it back up. What do you think? Who do you think stands out the most here?
Just checked how I looked on YouTube. I'm about to call AT&T and curse them out. What was your question again?
NBA free agency has officially began, especially for our New York Knicks. And there was a list that we just presented. Hopefully AT&T was able to make it easier to view that list on your computer. It's led by LeBron James. Is he still the best free agent out there? Which is crazy. It's been reported LeBron James ain't decided nothing for another week or so. He's hanging out with the fam for the week. Excuse me. But Jonas Valančiūnas has been rumored to be with the Knicks or connections with the Knicks because Leon Rose or CAA was his agent at one point in time. Who does stand out? So you got Westbrook out there. You got Bradley Beal. People mention them in the chat. Bruce Brown is out there. And, of course, our Jordan Clarkson. He was there last year. NBA champion Jordan Clarkson. Let's not forget that with our New York Knicks. So we just bring him back and call it a day. What are your thoughts? Who do you think stands out for our New York Knicks going into next year?
I'll say this. I think we need to think about upgrading again at the backup center position. I don't think we need to act like we just got Drummond and he's going to be a serviceable backup for an entire season and a playoff run. I also do think that we need, bigger ball handlers. We have enough small guards. I think we need another bigger ball handler. If we could get a guy that's 6'3", 4, 5, like that, going that way, not going down 6'3", 2, 1. No, we need somebody that is a little bigger guard, and that can handle the basketball. Not really score it, right? Being able to hit open shots for sure, but somebody that can handle the basketball, somebody that can make plays, somebody that is not afraid of the moment. We need somebody like that. And so I like Valančiūnas, like taking a look at him. Hit or miss. I don't know what we would be asking him to come in and do, but just be a backup, go out there and, find a way to play defense, things like that. I don't know how much Jonas has left in the tank because the younger guys, they're just not available right now. We don't have them at our disposal unless we're willing to trade something. So, we got a member in the building. Got a new member in the building.
Oh, whoa. Sage from New York City. I'm not sure if you were a member before, but all that proves to us either way is once you get in here, now you can't leave. Thank you for becoming a member. Are you kidding me? AllBall TV is the place to be. ABTV3, that's the Cash App. ABTV3, that's the Cash App. We gonna shamelessly plug it. If you ain't a member, why the hell aren't you a member? Please explain that to us. Yeah, we got some membership videos to do, but we are army out here. We're a small army right now. But don't let the army
Yeah. You got all kinds of sound effects over there. You got that.
I don't want
when the nigga hear that.
Put down. Put that at. Not
everybody
yet.
Start ducking. Everybody start moving. When you hear that. See, that's why people like in Texas, bro, out here. That's why people have shotguns. Like they don't want to let them go. You don't want to really shoot it. You really just want to cock it, pause, and when whoever's in here that don't need to be in here, here's that thing. It don't sound like a regular cock gun. It sounds like, oh, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. That's why they have them down here, bro. They put them right above their door sill. They don't really want to shoot it. But when they cock that thing, you better get out of there quickly.
Sage from New York City. In other words, thank you for becoming a member. Don't be scared. Hopefully we didn't scare you off. We are a friendly bunch. You know that.
That's Han Solo that OG ran into.
What?
OG ran into with Tracy Morgan.
He just said that?
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. BX, I think
shout out to Han Solo.
Nah, man. Shout out to you, Han Solo. That you used. Hold on. You used to hear more than this.
He was comfortable just now. He was comfortable.
They don't hear roosters in the Bronx. They hear. That was racist. Also, you over here playing around?
And he opened the doors.
Uh-oh. Listen.
We love it.
Listen. Han Solo in the building. He said, it's me, fellas. Han Solo reporting live from Vegas.
What up, Hans? Are you out there? You amongst the people?
We might need some exclusive footage out there, Flea.
We might need that from our guy.
Listen, appreciate y'all always showing love. The members, the chat, of course. ABTV3 is the Cash App. Follow us on Instagram too. AllBall TV 3 _. We got to get that up to 1,000 followers in order to get the perks and whatever to boost the post. I don't even know how that thing works, but I know we need 1,000 people now because Instagram changed their model. ABTV3 _ ABTV3. That's the Cash App. We already in the building. Flea, let's get back into this. Do things the right way. Bobby Marks from ESPN, he spoke to our New York Knicks cap situation, just to add on with Jonas and them. Here's what he had to say about how things go down in New York City.
I don't know what type of voodoo power Leon Rose and Brock Aller and the group there does with some of their players. And probably it's just that they love playing in New York and that there's a comfort level and that the teammates really love each other. But the three guys, Jose Alvarado, Landry Shamet, and Mohamed Diawara, their contracts, and really not with, I'm just pulling them up now. Like,
yeah, tell me.
Alvarado goes for 3 for 14.4. First 2 years are guaranteed. 4.4 is first year. Okay. Third year, partial guarantee.
Okay.
2.7. Landry goes for 4 for 24 million. First year guaranteed, 5.5 million. So basically, it's the biannual exception. Years 3 and 4, partial. Okay.
This is all with eyes on the second apron, right? Because Brunson's going to get a raise and Towns is going to be back and all that.
This is all 1.5, 1.6 partial in the third year. Diawara, I was going to write about him when I did their offseason article because they were in this unique position because they signed him. He basically signed the 1-year rookie tender because he was a second-round pick. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. The apron is going to bite them because the team can just come in with an offer sheet and they wouldn't be able to match. He goes for 4 for 11.3. First year salary, 2.6 million. First 2 years guaranteed, years 3 and 4 non-guaranteed. So as you could see, there is a trend here with the Knicks as far as the back end of some of these contracts, either partial or non-guaranteed, but also fitting. I mean, basically, they signed 3 guys for, I don't know, $13 million.
Breaking news from Bobby Marks.
I don't understand all that. Thank you, Bobby Marks. Issa, where's Issa? It's a cap. Issa cap is ill. I'm working on it.
Working on it. Rich, we need you, Rich. I'm going to call you.
Richie Rich. That was Bobby Marks with Zach Lowe. They were speaking on the Knicks situation, and really Bobby Marks is hinting at what we've been saying, La Cosa Rosa, or La Rosa Nostra, however you want to say this thing. Yo, how they guys is going on? He even pointing to Brujeria. He stooped so low. They got a bunch of witches over there in New York. Yeah. We got the whole, remember, we got a bunch of Puerto Rican, Mexicano, we got everybody, Italians, they be doing their thing, the saging and all that. Well, I know where they be at. We got everybody involved, the whole diplomat nation in New York City working on their own Kabbalahs, spirits, and all that with Leon Rose Fleet. But in all seriousness, that's what it's looking like in New York. Of course, we're waiting for Cat to take a discount. That is very quiet. I haven't heard a peep. Nobody even asked about Cat.
Just a small hair. Nothing crazy.
But what I'm saying is I haven't heard anyone even mention Cat's contract, which is kind of weird. So
because he was up for an extension, right?
Yes.
Wasn't he up for an extension and we didn't get anything done?
He's under contract. He's eligible for extension this summer. That's why it was a thing. That's why people were saying he's gonna take less money. But does Jonas make sense? Who else would make sense? I saw Bruce Brown on there. Nick Batum, he made a lot of sense to me a couple years back. Obviously, we won without him. But that no-dip 3, he's 18 years in the league, but smart.
Player.
Yeah. Yes. But he's always played a championship style to me. No, he's not a number 1 option. No, he's not a 6-man. But he's always in the right place at the right time somehow.
Championship style. I like that. Where's Slow-Mo? Did Slow-Mo get picked up?
He just got picked.
Somebody signed him, right?
Yeah.
Where did Kyle Anderson go, y'all?
What do you think about the rest of the free agents? Really? What do you think about the rest of the free agents left though?
Yeah, somebody jumped in. Yeah, Phoenix Players said, "Oh, big shout out to Phoenix Players. I ain't seen him in a minute." Yeah, we listen. Bruce Brown is cool. I think he kind of gives us kind of all of that, kind of what we need, right? Somebody that could defend, somebody that can handle the basketball, somebody that has the championship pedigree, right? Understands winning, understands serious locker room culture, right? Not really a young guy. So I think Bruce Brown on that list is cool. I really want to shore up the backup center position though, because as much as I think that it is not something that a point that you should have harped on at the time that we're talking about how our offense is elevating, it is something that you do have to account for, is that Cat sometimes does get into foul trouble. Cat sometimes does need a breather. He does need a wind. He does need opportunity to sit and watch the game sometimes, see where he could be effective. And so having that Mitchell Robinson come in the game and him, offensive rebound, defend, or do all the dirty work kind of felt good. So now when we come off the bench with guys that we're just kind of picking up off the scrap heap, that's tough. That's tough. We're putting a lot on a Drummond. We're putting a lot on if we get a Valančiūnas, if we get somebody like that. We're putting a lot on that. So I just think the roles have to kind of step up for the guys that are coming off the bench. All those roles have to elevate, and picking up a good veteran guy for this last spot is important. So yeah, Bruce Brown looks good. I love Russ. I'm a huge Russell Westbrook fan. Always have been his entire career. I've always been one of those apologists that feel like, people turned on him the minute they could. And I feel like he just gave a ton to the game. That kind of attitude being around is not a bad attitude to have around, right? Just another guy that's going to hold the locker room accountable. Just another guy that that's going to bring the energy. So, I mean, is he somebody that I would be like kicking the door down and say we have to have Russ? But I don't know. I just don't. I think that the free agent list is not very intriguing or appealing. So, a bigger guard for sure though, and roll with Valančiūnas.
Russell Westbrook sounds like insurance for Josh Hart.
I just wear fitteds, right? My fitteds, and when my fitteds get tight on me, the sun hits, and so it kind of tans at my forehead, y'all. You mean?
We're gonna leave that for a membership video.
I gotta answer the people. Come on, I ain't gonna run from that. I still look good. Still hide your wife, your mom's, auntie.
Hey, pardon me. Both are alive and well.
They are. Hide them from me.
You're never coming back to my house again.
I was just talking shit, but I had to say, somebody asked. So,
I just think Russell Westbrook is like Josh Hart at this point in his career. But that's how much of a super athletic freak that Russell Westbrook has been. I was a big time critic of his because he was overdoing it in his career. To me, the fact that Kevin Durant didn't want to check him. And I don't know if Westbrook could be checked. And he's a bit of a lunatic. And with that being said, at this point in his career, he doesn't have enough to make up for the mistakes. He just doesn't. And I still love the fact that he's able to just that effort, like you said, it's not teachable. You wish he could come into that locker room, and he seems like everybody likes him too. I've never
heard one bad thing about him. But it's just the easy target for the last 4 or 5 years. Just somebody to laugh at, somebody to say, oh, he's not good. When he could bring all kinds of other intangibles besides being the guy who he was 10 years ago. Okay, he's not the guy that he was 10 years ago. But the same kind of energy that Josh Hart brings, like you said, is the same type of energy Russell Westbrook is going to bring. Big thing about Josh Hart, though, he worked on his jump shot, right? He worked on being able to shoot the ball. People may not like it. I know OG is heavy on, Josh shouldn't be starting games shooting from the perimeter. And I can agree with that. But the numbers do say that Josh Hart worked tremendously on being able to shoot the basketball. So, I'm not asking Russ to become a better shooter, not in year 20 or where we at, 18, 19, something like that. I'm not asking him to be a better shooter. We've asked him to do that for years. He hasn't done it. But bringing the maturity, bringing the energy, bringing that all the championship moxie, right? He hasn't won one yet, but that's not to say he's not a championship level player, right? On that role. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not asking Russell to come in and lead us. We got all of that. We got all of that. But leading the bench mob, right? That's I wouldn't turn my nose up to it. I'm not running behind it, but I wouldn't turn my nose up to it for sure.
The Jonas thing, because even with like DeRozan is not, to me, it's not an easy fit. It wasn't. I don't. People are very hyped up about him. The plus and the pro about him that I can't shake off, of course, is the mid-range game, but it's the other thing to him is being able to bring the ball up. And Westbrook, there's a knock on him with that, because I'm tired of having guys where it's a 50, 70, 30 chance you might not bring the ball up. So that's where things get kind of murky. Bruce Brown is a broke-ass version of DeRozan, to say the least. He can't really shoot like that from three, but I remember him shooting well at some point in time. And if we can get a poor man's version of Bruce, in a Bruce Brown, of who did I just say? The two guard DeRozan. Mm-hmm. Bruce Brown to me is like a poor man's DeRozan at this point, and I think he's still young enough to D up. But Jonas makes the most sense.
Of DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, which is Jonas makes the most sense right now out of that list, because obviously the baggage with LeBron, and that knocks him off. There's baggage with James Harden as well, even though he's kind of interesting. As much I'm a big Harden critic, and that would, like, Dom would be shocked. You would be shocked if I ever say I want James Harden wearing the blue and orange. But I haven't put a thought to it yet, and it might be my automatic default of blocking James Harden thoughts in my brain. But someone who could bring the ball up, he's another ball stopper though, and we still don't have the guy for James Harden on this team to throw the alley-oops to. So that would be kind of tough. It just makes the most sense to bring back Jordan Clarkson and see what Jonas has left. I don't like what I saw in Jonas from Denver. Yeah, I know he was cool with Leon Rose, so it looks like this could be his more than likely destination to go to, unless he skips out on overseas thing. But we were roasting him. He looked, to me, he looked terrible. I don't know what everyone's saying about it, but he was getting roasted out there.
I'm hearing things about if he even wants to play still. Like, he just got waived, and there's like, I was reading stuff about him not even wanting to play. So he may not even be an option, for us to go after. So I just
that was the same thing last year before he actually signed with Denver. It was the same exact scenario. Then Denver signed him somehow. I don't know if they made him, but but they bought him out, and he has an option now, Flea.
Listen, at this time of your career, like, and you still, cashing checks, you either trying to do one or two things, like still play or mentor young guys, like a DeAndre, what's my man?
Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan, right? Like, or doing things like that. And, I never looked at Jonas as somebody's mentor, but if you're going to still be around, what you doing to be around? What you going to be doing to come off the bench, right? So somebody like that, I would love to have if he's going to bring something for us. We're saying Drummond can get the job done. We asking Drummond to do that on an 82 game basis. How many games we going to ask Drummond to back up? Drummond has a huge responsibility.
I'm surprised you ain't made this a bigger deal, but any NBA player that's rocking a T-shirt, not the fitted Under Armour tight, not that T-shirt. Your man is rocking a Hanes out there, undershirt on the basketball court, and on a professional basketball court, Flea.
If you think I haven't said anything about that, you're absolutely wrong. Me and OG Flea have had several private conversations about that in the last couple of days. Be in shape, Andre. When you get here in September, be in shape. Because you know the biggest will call you fat quickly.
We fat shame on here.
We do. And on that level. Not in real life. I'll never do that. In my life.
I do it in real life. I said, oh boy, what is it? Ice cream belly? And then what'd you call me the other day? Nah, you went foul on me. I said, bro, I'm on a diet. He said, yeah. We need some more time. I was like, speed it up.
Stairs. Now I see where you at. You definitely can hit the stairs every day. You shouldn't have let me do that. You shouldn't have let me do that. Now I see where you reside. Now I see your humble abode. Now I see where you rest your head. Yo, man, hit the stairs, man.
I didn't even show off, really. I wanted to take you for a walk, flirt with you a little bit, please.
I told you too freaky tonight. Relax yourself. Chat. Tell this nigga to calm down, man. This nigga is crazy. Oh man,
baby bummer. You know what? Let's set out some condolences before we move forward, or some thank yous. To be honest, nobody's thanking people out here, man. We gotta thank some people sometimes. Let's not forget.
Nigga. Prezzy's pretty good. I like Prezzy the boss. Honey Pack Fave is crazy.
Bananas.
Insane.
In February, Goshan Yabusele made the unusual move of forfeiting his $5.8 million player option for next season. That made it possible for the Knicks to trade him to a team that would play him, the Bulls, and acquire Jose Alvarado. But before Yabu gave up his $5.8 million, he gauged interest from Euro teams, including Panathinaikos. And now, indeed, he heads to Panathinaikos on a lucrative deal. Are you guys going to tell us what the lucrative deal is? Whatever. Anyway, thank you, Yabusele, for turning down your player option for this upcoming season and allowing us to get Jose Alvarado. If it wasn't for him, imagine what you're gonna talk about, man. I'm trying.
Yo,
don't do it. Don't do it,
man. Yo, man, he's going. He's out of the league, and he's done. He's done. He's not coming back to get any jobs in the NBA. He's done. He's done. Next time,
thank you,
next time we'll see him, he'll be playing for the French national team in the Olympics. When's that? 28? Yeah.
Yes, because they asked
that'll be
about it.
That'll be what? That'll be in LA. I think that'll be here. That'll be LA. So
thank you, Yabu, for turning down your player option and allowing us to have the hometown kid, Jose, go out there and put on a clutch performance, memorable performance. That guy never going to forget about it. You allowed that guy to come here and live out the dream of many New Yorkers. I want to thank you, even though you are in Meepos at this point with Balky and them.
With Balky. Balky better watch. Never mind. Move on, Ray. Move on, Ray. Move on, Ray. I'm sorry, man.
The Knicks love don't stop. I don't know why everybody's blowing up this blonde-haired kid, but it's kind of weird to me, being that he's kind of suspect, very suspect, but they're all on his show now. I don't even know his name.
He's a little dirty racist that has said a lot of dirty things.
Do you forgive him though? Because
no, I don't forgive nothing. Because he did that. I don't like none of them type of people that do that type of stuff. I don't understand how people don't like. All right, go ahead, man. I don't understand this. I don't understand how, like,
he's 15.
That's okay. That's okay. Nah, you knew what you was doing. People are conscious.
Smack him on camera?
I'm sorry?
You want somebody to smack him on camera?
No, I'm not looking for nothing to be done to that young man. I don't know that kid. I'm just saying everything that I've seen of him, all his history, and for people to be treating him like he's I don't like it. I don't like it.
None of them are CASHAPP. That's my thing. Like I don't know him, the other guy that actually looks like a dude I know. I don't understand
get
why.
it.
Yeah, CASHAPP left the
get
game, and it seems like they all trying to. None of them are CASHAPP. I don't understand why he's in there, but he is. I guess that's Neon. Okay,
I don't know
Neon.
that young man's
Give me
name.
some damn views. If you don't give me no views, Neon, you ain't never coming back on this channel, and you better not ever bump into me in person.
Yo, don't go out your way to name that young man.
I will, because I want to see you in person. We're gonna spike my streams up. That's what we're gonna do. I don't care about none of your bodyguards. We're gonna back them down to on camera.
He came to the hood, right? Did he come to 40 projects?
Yes.
Was he in the P?
40. I know he was uptown with Jim Jones, and they were going crazy. Anyway, as Tory B would say, do your job, Fabian. They still sweating us over here, man. Giannis got something to say. He's talking about post-retirement and where he would like to coach.
I think. Question from the chat. They said, "What's your plans after the NBA? Once it's all said and done, once you retire?"
It's either I'm going to be a stay-at-home dad, or I'm going to be a coach. I want to be a coach in the NBA.
Oh, an NBA coach?
Yeah, I want to be a coach in the NBA.
If you could coach any team right now, what team would you want to coach?
If I be coach the New York Knicks. I'm not like the best team right now in the NBA. Or I'm just going to be like an investor, just invest in things.
Nobody cares about the rest. Nobody cares about the rest. You've already invested enough of our time, Giannis. He's in Miami thinking about coaching the New York Knicks. Yo, hopefully he really knows he messed up. He really knows he messed up. I can't believe Giannis is really talking like why would you say that? I got you. Why would you say that? Who says that? Can we all could you imagine if we lost in the first round to Atlanta? He could have streamed with the little funny hair, blonde hair kid anywhere in New York City this summer after he won a chip. He could have been in that parade. He saw that parade. He was the first person to really call us a soccer fan base. Nobody else said that before him. I don't remember. If you did, cheers to you. But respectfully, I don't even really care. Giannis, I would wish you luck, but you with the Miami Heat. We really, 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 really hate those guys. So
I haven't seen him look excited about this opportunity to be in Miami. Has there been any excitement that did he say, Heat Nation, I'm happy to be here? Because I miss a lot. I see everything, but I definitely miss a lot. Has anybody seen that? What's that about?
I don't know.
No, in all seriousness, something like that happens. This is the first time he's been traded in his career. You're starting over, right? And you getting interviews from Neon. Like, where's the big time interview from ESPN? Where's the big time interview from one of these bigger platforms? You sitting down with a known racist to talk about non-basketball things? About you want to coach the Knicks? Yo, bro, you just got traded to the Miami Heat. You're not going over to somewhere where they don't take basketball serious. That's a championship organization. Why haven't we heard anything from you about you've been hemming and hawing for the last 2 or 3 years?
He's been what?
Hemming and hawing. Big shout out to Granny, man. Yo.
That is very old school.
Come on, big shout out to Granny, man. Like, for real, though. Why haven't we heard you say something about this gigantic move that you've made? I don't get it. I don't understand. So, yeah, nothing about him says that, he's where he wants to be. They asked him who he wants to coach. He said the New York Knicks, the best team in the league. Don't forget that part he added. The best team in the league. So, I don't know. He was Mike James. That's what's up.
What?
Our guy Michael James said he was with Bam. That's what's up. Good for him. I ain't seen him say a word about being Heat Nation. We bringing home a championship. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. I mean, he ain't do none of that. He ain't send out a tweet like these young boys do now. He ain't post himself in a jersey, in a Miami Heat jersey, flexing. He didn't do that. I ain't seen him on South Beach running up and down the beach. He ain't doing like something. These young boys will let you know if they're happy about some shit. They ain't done nothing. But you sitting down with a known racist. I'm gonna keep saying that. I don't like that. That pissed me off.
Would you rather than be unknown racist? Don't do that to me.
That's a great question. That's a great question.
That's
a great question.
They said Jerry Jones won't be unknown. You understand what I'm saying? Like, to me, I don't care about that.
But when you consciously do it, that's more. I'm talking about more on him than less on Neon. If you understand, like Giannis is sitting next to a known race. That don't really have nothing to do with Neon because that's who you are. I know, but
I don't know
that
what
was
that
my
is
point.
anymore. Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. But when it goes there, it's like it becomes a bigger talking point because to me it turns into, well, then who is and who isn't, and are you gonna boycott everybody?
It doesn't have to. You turn it into that. It doesn't have to. How your brain works, you turn it into that.
Right, but now no. Now we're choosing to never do this guy's show, even though he's a very popular platform, clearly big enough to attract Giannis, Dylan Brooks, one after another. It's not just Giannis. So what I'm saying is
all guys that I'm. Keep going. Who's the list? How many of these cats have said? All guys that I kind of are a little questionable.
He did our show Speed last year.
You said he was running around with Jim Jones in Harlem. What did I tell you off? What we were just talking about him pre-pro. Like a guy that makes questionable decisions with his life. Neon ain't sit down with nobody, and I'm just like, wow. This really validates. Like,
I don't know I don't know what he's known. Like, why is he him? Like, why was even other guy? Why are these people? And I get the whole.
Michael James is schooling us. Michael James said Giannis been with him actually with the past two years.
And Giannis ain't from here, so I don't even want to go to where these people really don't know. And Giannis, no, I'm saying.
I got it. Let's leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
No. I don't even want to get deeper.
I got it. You already
listen. There's certain words that Giannis uses, and I'm like, why are you saying that? You're not from here.
I got it.
You shouldn't talk like us. And by us, I mean American.
I got it, Ray.
No, you don't got it. I want to know why that little American kid, Neon, is so damn famous. Who the hell is he? I seen the Ball brothers on there too.
Questionable human beings.
So you don't see, who else is he gonna have on his show? His name is Neon, and he looks like that. Why is he famous? Why do I know who he is?
That's a good question.
Where's the talent? When I watch Flea interview people, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I'm watching him. He talks like that.
So that's hate. And everybody's gonna take what you're saying as hate. Like,
I don't care.
It's hate. And I feel you. I don't care either. That's to the core of my soul. You see how serious I get? I don't care either. Like, not one bit.
His content creation game in 2016 at the age of 11, initially uploading 2K and Fortnite gaming. Right. So See, now these little kids figured something out where they became little bullies on there. They probably were bullying everybody on 2K somewhere and were using glitches. That's why I hated playing 2K online. Everyone has some sort of glitch that they would score 50,000 points in a row, left it alone. Madden, same thing. So these are the dudes that go online. Like, now it makes sense. He was a little nerdy video game guy, which I have nothing against. I was a nerdy video game kid, but I kind of outgrew that, and I was looking at some things out here. Neon don't look like he's looking at some things. Wig, come on, Giannis, why you chilling? He looks like he's 15 still. That's my beef. Why is he famous?
Nothing surprises me that you were a little nerdy kid that played video games. That solidifies everything.
Does it?
That just makes sense out of everything over the last 4 years of our relationship. It just makes sense for everything. That you were a little nerdy kid inside playing Nintendo 64. Yeah.
I didn't even have 64.
What you had, Ray?
I had a PlayStation. I just like Madden and 2K, to be honest, and Resident Evil a lot.
Hey, DG. It tracks. We know what Ray was doing. He's talking about they try to clean it up with I was out here looking at things. Yo, man. On the porch, man. On the porch, man.
Listen.
What happened, Ray? What happened,
By
Ray?
the time that happened, it was over. You talking about you don't want your girl, your mom eating me. Oh, hi, Miss Adams.
Yeah, Ray. Yeah, Ray. Yeah, Ray.
At some point, they got to talk to me nice.
I love it. I love it. I love it, bro. I love it.
I don't understand. I don't get it either, though. I know me and you will go there. I know old boy scared to go there, even though he's supposed to not be. But I don't even think I'm just because I get the fervor about that stuff. I seen him on the Breakfast Club. I seen the questions, and I'm like, I'm over that. Why should I watch you? Because you got Giannis on there, so you're a groupie. What else? I don't want to talk to these niggas. That's the difference. That's the core difference.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you niggas. Like you remember what I said, right? A long time ago. But I think that's the core. That's the core of the culture right now. Is the streamers. Is the guys that don't look like they're supposed to be there, but they are. Right? That's what the culture is now. The allowing. The guy that was in the crib playing video games all day long and wasn't really, attached to anything. But now, he's jumping outside and, he's getting people to validate that he's cool. Right. Remember, I told you, like, he's not really cool because other people are saying he's cool. It's like, it's weird. I don't know. It's a time that I'm just getting used to. Right, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to continue to hate on these kids. Like these kids are figuring out, and they cracking the code and finding ways to make legal money and feed their families. So at one point, you got to stop with the hate. But yes, if we do want to be the old man on the lawn, with that type of energy for a second, why should we watch you? What value are you bringing to that content creating space? Right, just being able to put people in front that people would never see. You know what I'm saying? We would never get a chance. Whoever his audience is, they would never get a chance to get up close and personal with Giannis. Right. So is that why? Right. Some of the relationships I'm just asking. No, I'm asking a genuine question.
Right, but the visual, you just pointed to the visual of why it works. He doesn't look like he's supposed to be and sit with Giannis at the goal. He's not supposed to be. And then that looks like some rich guy's son that they're meeting up somewhere, but he really did get it from the mud. If he really did work since he was 11 years old on content, and then he became so popular that now you can't escape him. So the visual is that. Even with someone like Academics, is now he's way over the top where it's oh, you think you're one of the guys that you actually covered from Chicago? That's now they're stuck in the 3D world. They went through the fourth wall. They're out of their mind now. And I hope Neon doesn't ever really go through that because he's very young and doesn't realize you killed the game already. There's no need for any more shenanigans. he has to learn how to pivot, because this is a shtick to me now. Is you being, remember the Nardwuar dude? You ever see Nardwuar?
Mm-hmm.
That was just stick. So it's kind of in that lane. Like, how are you talking to these guys? Kind of crazy, but it was fun. It was still fun. And with this, I'm not entertained. That's my bottom line. All right, you got me. I'm watching. I will never watch again. So you keep, and I keep seeing him pop up. So he's visible and the kids love him. But I'm not gonna voluntarily go watch a thing right now. I haven't been convinced.
Yeah, I like I said, there's a balance. Like I gotta hate and talk my stuff every now and then, but at the same time, I do gotta understand these young boys have found a lane. They found something that is making them money, and people want to watch them. So, like, who am I to? But he's a racist. Well, real quick, you said something. You said his folks is rich. That made me think of little rich white kids, which made me think of, rest in peace, Nolan Wells. We got a large platform, a platform that is beginning to grow, and we're starting to touch more and more people. So I think that I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to just say rest in peace to that young man that did lose his life over the holiday weekend. Obviously he drowned. Do your homework on the story. I'm not going to spend no time right here trying to school y'all on that story. But, if you do, or if you are interested in taking a peek at that, rest in peace to that young man, for real.
Oh, wow. Yeah, God bless everyone involved. Switching gears though, Flea.
Yeah, let me fix my mic.
Fix your background while you at it. Let's introduce the shenanigans, one at a time. This is a guy who's always been an example of, he's in front of the mic, and I don't know why you're still pulling the same game that you do when you're on the court. We don't know why you're relevant. We know why you're relevant, because of your teammate and because of the beef you get in. And he's been getting into a lot of controversy off the court still, while he's trying to jumpstart or continue his post career. Draymond Green is back at it. Yep. He has some things to say about Stephen I. Smith.
Listen, he's great at what he does. I think, he's arguably the best at what he does, right? And that's your lane, respect, cool. But I also think where the line gets blurred in a negative way for journalists is he throws out the journalist tag all the time. I am actually a journalist, this, that, and other. But to your point, there isn't the going in the locker room. There isn't the, he comes in the arena. You really don't get next to him. You don't see him. And so, you
talk to people, but it's not the same.
Exactly. And so right. you say all of these things on television. Jaylen Brown has been very outspoken about it, the anonymous sources and all of these things, right? Like, you say all of these things on television, and then you throw out the word journalist, which almost makes people, especially athletes, not respect journalists, because you're throwing out the journalist tag and then you're doing that, and people don't respect it, and there's no accountability, right? So, to the first thing you just said was, I write a column, I show up the next day to stand in your face to see what you're going to say. If you need to say something, if you feel like we should, but when that term is thrown out now, no one's given that same opportunity. People spew all these things out there, and you're not given the opportunity to go face to face. And when you do, a la LeBron James, then it's this whole thing of like, oh my God, I had an opinion, and now they're not happy about my opinion, so they come to my. And so I don't think it's approached with that same integrity that you're speaking about, which ultimately I think it leaves all journalists in a bad spot, because you're not technically viewed as what you just said a journalist is.
No, I don't think people look at us that anymore. And that's not to say that, journalism, 20 years ago was perfect. There were certainly issues.
I don't mean to cut you off, lovely lady. Hold on. I don't mind Jamel Hill with the blonde hair. Jamel Hill with the blonde hair. I'm a sucker for blondes. I'm going to tell you that right now. Jamel, why would you do this? Calm down, Jamel. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. But you heard what Draymond said. He's beefing with Stephen A. Smith all of a sudden. And, yo, man, you saw when LeBron stepped to him. Yeah, my zaddy, with my zaddy LeBron stepped to Stephen A. Yeah. And what do you have to say? Nothing. Straight chump juice. I'm focused, Tori, but the blonde got me. The blonde hair gets me. I don't know why. And she did it right. Like, everyone can't blonde it right. I'm sorry. I'm back to being focused. But you know Stephen A. Smith responded. The mouth, he ain't from South Side. He's from the South. Here he is, trying to clap back at Draymond, I guess.
Whether it was on Instagram or X or whatever, when Skip Bayless challenged you to come on his show on Fox and you retorted that it's a waste of your time, he don't have a snowball's chance in hell of coming at you or getting you to come on his show. He's done. He's the past. He's finished. That was one thing you said. And then you had him on your podcast, your show. And it was an entirely different tune that you were singing. Is that your credibility being compromised, or were you open to hearing what somebody had to say and giving them an opportunity to explain themselves? And when they explained themselves, you were good. Did I bring up the fact that you were willing to give that opportunity to Skip Bayless, but you've never given me that opportunity? You've never invited me on Draymond Green's show since we haven't spoken. I appreciate you being complimentary of me the way that you have. I do the same for you. You're a 4-time champion. You're a future Hall of Famer. I think you're a basketball savant.
Can you let's get to the BS,
man,
please.
Albeit in front of the cameras and the microphone. You've never accorded me that opportunity. You bring up Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown challenging me to a debate because of something that I've said or whatever. Y'all forget the fact that I did sit down with him face to face in Boston a year ago after he had a problem with what I said, when all I said was what other people was thinking while defending him for years. We're just going to ignore the fact that I defended him for years and ignore the fact that I was complimentary about him for years.
Yeah.
And ignore the fact that I have always treated this brother with reverence.
Yes,
we're just going to ignore.
Well, you start the fake preacher Stephen A. Get out of here, man. Stephen A. preacher. That Stephen A. preacher clapping back at Draymond, I guess, over Draymond clapping at him for his topics, or him touching on Jaylen Brown not being marketable and really putting the amplification on that. Want to use big words and escalating the gossip on Jaylen Brown being the smartest guy in the room. I don't remember anyone saying that before Stephen A. I'm pretty sure it was uttered. Clearly, he had his sources that Jaylen Brown asked him to reference. But a guy in Stephen A.'s position, clearly, yeah, Reverend A. Smith. A guy in Stephen A. Smith's position can't give up his sources, because then, you know, you have to be the snitch. He's a reporter. He's a snitch. That's what his job is. And he can't snitch on his snitch that's in the Celtics or that works for Nike. I think that Jaylen Brown wants to do things his own way. And this is what happens when you do things your own way. I've always said, in a lot of ways, Jaylen Brown reminds me of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was going through a lot of growing up, maturing in real time, being alongside LeBron, the spotlight is bigger. You go to championships. Kyrie was a superstar off the court. His kicks were flying off the shelves. They probably still will fly off the shelves. He was on fire. Similar to even I think I don't compare him to LaMelo Ball, but look at John Morant and even SGA. These are guys that could sell sneakers even when they're not on the court. So Jaylen Brown, has he been able to prove that and be a commodity off the court? I'm not sure, but I think that's what he's working on with the streaming and stuff like that. We just played that guy, the blonde kid. I forgot his name already. I'm glad I did. He's a streamer. These guys, that's the new wave. We still, we're on YouTube. That streaming thing is kind of crazy. It's dangerous. And Jaylen Brown, the fact that he's showing, the audacity to go do that, there's always going to be a market, always going to be a demand for players speaking. That's why they are paid to speak to the media post-game, pre-game, and all of their media responsibilities that they have when they sign that contract. And I think this is funny because Jaylen Brown just said he responded to everyone talking about the bar being, everyone speaking of Colin Cowherd, Stephen A., of course, all these media guys commenting on Jaylen Brown, thinking he's the smartest guy in the room. Jaylen Brown responded by saying, "Hey, the bar is low anyway. Like, it ain't that I'm that smart. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have to be that smart." That's what he was basically saying. And Draymond doubled down on that. He's basically said, "Yo, man, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. He ain't telling no lies."
The Jaylen Brown thing, it really sent me for a loop because it threw me for a loop. I'm just like, all of a sudden, a guy being smart is an issue? Like,
of all the things.
By the way, I think I'm pretty smart individual. I think I got a pretty decent head on my shoulders. Jaylen Brown's brilliant. I don't pretend to be that smart. I don't want anybody to think I think I'm that smart, but he is. Like, he actually is that smart. And when I say smart, right, like, as you know, there's book smarts, there's street smarts. There's so many different type of smarts when you're talking smart. But the smart that Jaylen Brown is, he's book smart, he's street smart. The things that he knows and that he understands. And he said it the other day, which I was very happy he said it. He said, the bar ain't that high for me to be the smartest guy. So I was so happy he said that.
But maybe that's why you were getting those quote unquote compliments about your articulation, where you're just like, so what is it that you all think about players to begin with? And especially in a league that is majority Black, and there's always stereotypes that Black men in particular have to face and are often subjected to about their intelligence. It's like, we've seen that coded language in sports for a while.
That's when it starts going left for me. Even though I don't mind.
Why are you so lusty tonight, dog?
It's the blonde hair, man.
Yo, get yourself together, man. Jamel Hill, I have been nice to every.
Yo, no. You can't do that. Can't do that. I'll go back to an argument we had a year ago, and you and AllBall was going crazy because I said the Joy Taylor is. I can see why she's in the position she's in. Y'all was like, "You crazy? Jamel could do that if she wanted to." I'm like, then I seen the picture. I was like, "Whoa!" Then she popped up with the blonde hair, and I'm like, "Whoa!" Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now with the blonde, throw some. Make sure that's that haze. That's that haze. It's hazy in that role, but they see Draymond was doubling down on Jaylen Brown's comments about the bar is low. Like, people think they can see saying people think I'm small, or I think I'm small. I got a good head on my shoulders, but I'm glad he said that, and that goes back to the argument with Stephen A. Smith when the other day you were saying, "This is Stephen A. You could play with everybody else, But then when an athlete that can defend themselves, forget about even just being smart, because even someone remember like Allen Iverson, people wouldn't think I consider him eloquent. He speaks his mind. Anytime they spoke to AI, he was so good at just like, as soon as he came to the league, it was very thorough what he was saying. Yo, I'm not Jordan, I'm not Magic, I'm not none of them dudes. I'm not kissing no rings. And just the way he was talking, it was like, yeah, he can speak. I don't know what you people are talking about, but he makes a lot of sense when he talks. That's eloquent to me. So Draymond can do that. You know, that's what we enjoy when he speaks basketball. But him going back and forth with Stephen A. Smith is clearly him with the whole, even with Jaylen Brown, you guys are focusing on off the court stardom, which is okay. But what do you think about Stephen A. and Draymond going back and forth again? And, you know, we know what you feel about Stephen A. and the barbershop moments. But this in particular for you, where does it stand with Stephen A. and Draymond and Jaylen Brown and just where we are with the mixed gray area that it's so blurred that we talked about with Otis Livingston? This is where we are. How's it coming along, Flea?
I think that Stephen A. Smith thrives in these moments. I think he looks for these moments now. I think this is his shtick. I think this is how he thrives in this space. Because I'm not a big political guy, so I will never front and act like I am. And if anybody in the comments, anybody watching, if anybody has invested in in Stephen A. becoming a political figure, I'd like to know how he looks in that lane. Because for me, I just feel like he created a character that has now become exactly, really who he is. And like I told you the other night about how you backed yourself in a corner, he's backed himself in a corner so bad that he has to continuously fight himself out of the corner because he puts himself there purposely, because he thrives in these moments, right? Like you've met some guys that will spar with you from a a vernacular perspective, a vocabulary perspective. When you want to dance around everybody else and nobody else wants to play with you with that. But some of these guys have the time. I got the time right now. In my dungeon, you want to talk about in his dungeon? I would love to see where that is. It's Jaylen Brown. I would love to see where Jaylen Brown is recording that in some dungeon. Like, stop it. Like, I can't respect the fact that you understand that you get personal, but then hide behind journalism. You understand that you come off, as the tough guy, as the guy that wants to come off harsh with his words, but then hide behind the fact that you've been doing this for 30 years. But if you've been doing this for 30 years, if you understand how this thing works, then you would understand that there still has to be a respect between journalist and athlete, right? Some of the best journalists have great relationships with athletes because of how they carry themselves. They keep it real, but they know not to cross lines. And the ones that cross the lines are the ones that you look at that kind of suspect. Like, yo, what's up with you? So Stephen A. went into that. I watched the whole 20 minutes, half hour, because I wanted to be prepared for this, Fabian. And I wanted to really take a look at what he said. And what he said was they haven't talked in a while. And they haven't talked in a while because of a conversation they had after Draymond choked out Gobert and after he slapped Nurkic, right? He basically said, I called you to tell you, give you a heads up. I'm going to be talking about this tomorrow morning. And it's going to be hard for me to defend you, right? So when you coming off like that, but you're calling him, right? For me, I would respect that you're doing your job. You're giving me a heads up. But what do you mean it's going to be hard to defend me? Now, I know Draymond's a nut, but I'm talking about if I'm Draymond. If I'm Draymond and you my man, the way you explain to the world, I got love for Draymond. I love him. You keep talking about you love niggas. Like, these niggas don't know you. Stop acting like everybody know you. You love. It's love. It's bruh love. It's not real love. And I think he confuses that too. We're like thinking everybody is his man. Everybody's not really cool with you like that. Everybody's not Allen Iverson. Yeah, you got a relationship with Chuck, but everybody is not like that with you. And you get thrown off when guys decide to say, I had enough of you. I had enough for you. So it's just how I feel about it, Fabian. I feel like he thrives in these moments. And he creates these moments knowing what he's going to get out of them. I'm not at all upset at the athletes that now continue to hold him accountable or give him pushback or say something back to him that clearly touches his nerves. Draymond Green is sitting talking to Jamel Hill. You're on vacation, so you said. But if I feel compelled to respond, I'm going to respond. You don't have to. But you create these spots and these moments for things like that. I just want him to stop acting like he doesn't play a part in these things. He acts so oblivious. He acts so, oh my God, why are they talking to me like that? What have I ever done? If you listen, it's always, I've never done anything to you. I've never said, bro, these situations are not created out of thin air. They're not. You have a role, so does the athlete, but you have a huge role in how these things are created. So I just think he is the definition of disingenuous. The absolute definition.
I don't think he wants to be genuinely a journalist. I think he's genuinely who he knows he is on camera. I don't think he has anything confused. I think he wants to either have the AI break up to make up with the athlete, with the co-host on air. It's always going to be Vince McMahon going from commentator to in the ring. That's what he is, even though he's not the owner of ESPN. He's the face of it damn near at this point. And Draymond is the same way. I just saw a clip of Rich Paul saying, he called Draymond, he spoke to Draymond, he said, I need you to do me a favor, basically, and I need you to grow. Like, you about to step into a media career. Whatever you did before, like, you got to dial all that back, basically, it sounded like. It sounded like he wants him to take this a lot more seriously, because the relationships that you can create here, they're going to mean the world to you. And you can't just break up to make up with these guys. You can't bank on the fact that you think you're Stephen A. Smith. You're not Charles Barkley. I think he's preparing to tell him, you can't get that kind of contract. You're kind of going to be on this level, whatever that is. I don't see Draymond being JJ Redick, Stephen A. Smith, Pat McAfee, Shannon Sharp. I don't see Draymond being that. Charles Barkley. I don't see that.
Disagree, Fabian.
I don't see it for him. I don't see the way he fits in that.
The charisma is there. What you're saying, though, the dialing it back, we may come here a year from now, 2 years from now, and let's revisit this, bro. And I'm not saying, yo, you dead wrong. I'm just saying, like, give that a chance. Because when he come completely out of basketball and gets thrust in front of the TV and has to do that full time, and we completely see him like take the step back from the tough guy stuff all the time, but now he's just doing his best rendition of Charles Barkley. I think he has some of that charisma that may allow him to get over, and then he'll grow into whatever he's supposed to be. But I think it's there. I don't think he's gonna bomb. I think the way you think, like you said, he's not gonna be a JJ Redick. I don't know about that.
But that's not bombing. Vincent Goodwill is on here. Like, you got guys that can create a career out of it. I'm not saying he has no career. I'm saying you're not gonna be on that level. Because he's basically a superstar in the NBA. Whether anyone likes it or not, that's all I've been saying. Does it have to do with playing alongside Steph Curry? Of course. That adds to that's the algorithm farming. He used the Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors, Dynasty, Defensive Player of the Year, farm. Now he's propped up on this level. But really, mostly he went viral for punching people in the face, going crazy, right? But this got him enough cachet to go talk and have a conversation with Adam Silver, who begged him to not retire, something like that. So you're going to develop these relationships that you have to depend on going forward, and it's not promised that you can come back from the downfalls that you've had in the NBA. You can't afford that going forward, so you have to dial it back because you're not Charles Barkley. He's not. I don't see the charisma. Charisma like Barkley's just on there. Sometimes Barkley just, if you just read Barkley's words, they look like what? But if you watch him and you hear him, it's like, oh, he's mad funny. You have no choice but to enjoy Charles Barkley.
I think he's going to have that. I think he's going to have that. We can agree to disagree. I see LB so wavy saying the same thing. He don't see the charisma. I could be dead on wrong about that, but I see it. I think it can be unlocked once he stops taking it so serious. When you stop taking it so serious and just allow it to be, I think he'll be just fine. But we'll see. We'll see.
And that's fine. More will be revealed when it comes to that. Now, when it comes to Draymond and the space that defending Jaylen Brown and going against Stephen A. Like this, to me, it's clear that it's safe to go at Stephen A. Smith the same way it's safe to Stephen A. Smith to start a fake fight with you to create a bond that you say he wants like AI. That's what he wants. That would be a great thing for Stephen A. Smith. But the ultimate thing is that I didn't know he was on vacation. I'm not watching no 30 minutes of Stephen A. Smith. I'm not. Right? Even he can't hold it down like that. He really can't. You need a co-host. You need like certain people just like what Steve Kerr was able to do, JJ Redick was able to do. Richard Jefferson Richard Jefferson is kind of entertaining to me, like very entertaining. Commentator
like Rich.
Yeah, Kendrick.
I like him too.
The what he does on a podcast, like he doesn't hold back. You go at Richard Jefferson, he's trying to clap back it. He's competitive on there, but he keeps it. There's something to him. He's got good.
I think he's got good personality.
And he can speak really well. And I can't speak like Richard Jefferson. He can go talk 100 miles an hour and make sense in real time, live on TV while watching a game. That is insane. That's really good to do. It's hard for people to do that. Barkley can't do that. So to find your space in that lane is tough. Wherever he does find it, I think Draymond will find a spot, but it's not going to be superstardom, in my opinion. But the fact that he's seeing something in Jaylen Brown that he can respect, where he's like, actually, he is kind of smart. If you ever speak to him, like the things that he understands, it is kind of crazy. He's thoroughly impressed by him. And I think this is a player sticking up for a player that means a lot more. Like I compare Jaylen Brown to Kyrie because they confused me during their maturation process. Jaylen Brown is now about to be 30 years old. He is 30 years old. It's not like I've never really seen Jaylen Brown falter. I never seen him back down unless it was against Draymond Green in the championship. I seen them back down in that moment. But other than that, sparring verbally, I don't see it. And that might be what caused some tension in Boston, where it's like, I don't care who you think is the best, I am. And he's not wavering. And that mix, I never understood. The Celtics press conference was horrible. Everybody laughed at them. Everyone. I was surprised how many people read through the BS. Brian Windhorst, all the media guys were like, yo, they're not keeping it real. You had beef with Jaylen Brown, bro. Stop acting like it was just the usage rate. You sat there and said it's not about analytics. It played a small part. And the very first thing you mentioned was, well, 2 of our players have a high cap. They fill up too much of the cap and they take up 70% of our usage rate. That's an analytical stat. So they were just fumbling all over themselves just to say that we're getting rid of a guy that's making too much money and we don't think we're going to get money, the return that we're looking for. And that's what all this is based off of. If he made it to the second round this year in the playoffs, this conversation is totally different. Yeah, so that's why I say
it changes.
And that's why I'm saying with Jaylen Brown, a lot of this depends on your success in Philly now, because you're putting a target on your back. And Draymond has dealt with that. He's okay with being the villain. It is not easy to do that. And we've seen Draymond get shook off the Boston crowd. He admittedly said, like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I did not expect that.
They hit him. They was down 2-1. Remember I said that? They was down 2-1 in that series.
So imagine for a guy that we know is the villain got shook. Jaylen, get ready. Because you play in a town that's no joke. And you're gonna be going into New York. Back to Boston, the return to Boston might be insane. And the fan, I don't know. Are the fans gonna love him? It depends on how he treats, how he starts speaking to those fans. Don't know, because we know that they're nasty. Boston crowd is nasty.
I mean,
So,
people forget all the time. People forget all the time that Boston is it's tough to be there as one of us.
beyond tough. That's why I say,
Yeah.
When Kenny Anderson was on, shout out to Kenny A.
Yep.
And oh boy, they said Larry Bird's the best Celtic of all time. I said, there's no way I'm looking past Bill Russell for anything. Like what he means to basketball, to athletes in general. I always say, when you compare Kobe to Mike and LeBron, I don't know if LeBron and Mike went through what Kobe went through when he caught the case and all that. Like, that's a lot of pressure for a man. I don't know of any more pressure that anyone could do it and say, I'm going to go play basketball in this town for people that do not even give me the respect in return. Beyond disrespect for Bill Russell. And he still went out and played and won. That's the town that we're talking about. That still got the grandpas teaching them all them kids about that nastiness. So
I mean, they got Bill Russell reincarnated and got him out of here.
So,
and not Bill Russell the player. Obviously, if you're using your brain, you understand what I'm saying.
Right. And to me, that's why he's the godfather. He's the OG of Mamba mentality. It starts with Bill Russell before anybody. And I'm not sure Jaylen Brown better have that, being in Philly, trying to be a streamer, because now you got to deal with Stephen A. Smith. Now you got to deal with anybody else who's going against you verbally. That's when you talk about Muhammad Ali and these kind of athletes, that's what you got to deal with. Do you have the mental fortitude to do that and lock in and play ball? Because at the end of the day, that was my beef with every athlete that claims that they're political and they revolutionary, whatever it is. If you ain't stepping on that platform to do what you got to do, then what was all that about? What's the point of that if you ain't trying to win? There's no better way than to get people behind you and to go out there and go bananas. In the middle of that fire, I'm going bananas. People will respect it. That's inspirational. That's inspirational. It's inspiring. You couldn't ask for a better promotion. And we're gonna use words that sound very empty. It's shallow. Promotion, this and that. But Jaylen Brown has an opportunity to do what nobody's really doing. Because I don't see the other athletes streaming like that we care about. It's Draymond, Jaylen Brown, and who else is streaming or having their own podcast that we care about currently? LeBron got a podcast. Players. Yeah, I guess LeBron's another one, but we really don't care. He's not getting as much traction as.
There's nobody else that's current player right now that's doing a podcast or a stream that I'm paying attention to like that.
Or you're forced to because they go viral.
Right. Aura Mills said Kyrie was doing it. I don't see anything unless I would have to go look for Kyrie's stuff.
Oh, Paul George. Great point.
Right now?
They just traded a podcaster for a podcaster? Yeah, but Podcast Peas is very well produced and it does go viral. It does go viral, but he's still not the star and doesn't have as much responsibility as Draymond Green and Jaylen Brown. Paul George is supposed to be better than Draymond Green, but Draymond Green is lauded as a leader over there in Golden State. And Jaylen Brown has to be a leader over there in Philly. So this is going to be interesting because it's not going to stop. They're going to go into the next season with Stephen A. Smith double talking and double dutching. Yo, but remember, I think he's an MVP candidate, even though he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Very ironic from Stephen A. Smith, who sounds like he thinks he's always the smartest guy in the room. Not that he thinks that, but he sounds like he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Hey, I've been accused of that a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah, and I don't care. I don't care because I know me. Like
somebody said that to me in the comments on the playback on YouTube. Said Flea acts like he's the smartest guy in the room.
How else are you?
And I always
sound like on a microphone, like you don't know what you're talking about.
And that's it. That's it right there. Like it's almost like for somebody like that speaks out on that, I always feel like, well, then my voice intimidates you. If I'm just speaking and just talking, right, and I'm just confident in what I'm saying, and you tell me, well, you sound like you're the smartest person in the room, That's just because how I'm talking intimidates you. You're just not very confident in yourself. And
also, we live in a world in the era of clapbacks and one-liners and the gotcha moments, and people love to use terms that do not fit. Like they're not. It's not a realistic comeback. It's a way to try to shut you up and throw you off. But it's really those are called. I think they call them ad hominem attacks. I'm familiar. You go ad hominem because you really don't have a point. So what's your point? If I'm not making sense, just tell me why. You act like I'm sitting here going, "Shut up, you can't talk." Like, no, that's not what we're doing. So,
hey, MJ, I'm a Taurus too, so I get it.
Oh, what's Jamel Hill?
I don't know.
Are we live?
Big Flea, never the little one.
Hey, wait a minute. We got some super chats. I'm sorry. Big fan Betis. Keep my Knicks team out your mouth. There you, big fan Betis.
Big fan.
Big fan Betis is back at it. He says, "Hey yo, Fabian Broner vibes." Hey, yo, go get your man's, Flea.
AB going out bad, bro. He going out bad, bro.
You think so?
He looks awful. All that liquor is just sitting in his cheeks and his face, not pause, but you could just see the liquor is just swelling him up. He going out bad, bro. It's wild. He looks more, his face looks like more in his dry, like he looks bad. Looks bad.
He's like the other AB from football, Antonio Brown. They always remind me of each other. Even though I'm glad he got his bounce, he can bounce back. I don't know. I thought he could do something with that.
I didn't say he couldn't. I'm just saying currently, right now, it's bad.
Chrome Hearts, you say? AB stands for all burnt. All burnt out. That could have been anywhere else. Flea, be back at it tomorrow.
Yep. Hardest working channel in the business.
Kodak Black level is crazy. Tory B, half on it. Half on it. And she was just talking about getting. She wants a dog. She wants pets. She really miss having babies.
Shit, wavy up there.
I said, what? I gotta go. What they say? What you do with the?
Yo, Ray.
Ring by the hip.
Yo,
when you the gunslinger, you gotta pull out. Gotta pull out. Pull out. Gotta game.
Yo, family. Yo, chat. Yo, family. This nigga been extra freaky tonight. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know what happened tonight. I'm gonna talk to y'all while he plays with his gun. Pause. But I don't know what has gotten into with our super producer tonight, but he's a bug out and we love him, man. Take us home, Fabian. So you can go enjoy the rest of your night, man.
So you know I got a blonde at home. Jamel Hill, that reminds me of blonde.
You wasn't supposed to tell people that.
Tomorrow, ABM.
Mike James said it's t-shirt time, baby.
Nah, ain't no pew pew, Tory B. What you talking about? Ain't none of that.
It's click clack. It's click clack.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.